welcome back to another episode of iOvercameAnxiety podcast. You will find this podcast relatable, educational, and supportive. We will touch every single necessary conversation, even if it's uncomfortable. As a host, you can expect full vulnerability from me, and I'm here to share my most uncomfortable moments with you, all in hopes to provide some comfort in return. Now, we got a special guest with us today, man. We got an entrepreneur, contractor, father, leader, influencer, vibe creator, my guy, DreWay in the motherfucking building.
Oh, man. Thank you.
My dog.
Oh, man. It's a pleasure. It's really a pleasure to be here. I actually was anticipating this interview because I was nervous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
And I started off nervous because I'm like, damn, like, you know, you got all this stuff going on. I'm super proud of you. You know, we met a while ago, and for us to actually re-encounter each other, you know, on different levels, on different magnitudes, and be like, wow, like, you know, I'm really proud of you. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You always need that shit always feel good, like just, you know what I'm saying, getting recognition and getting acknowledgement, you know what I'm saying? Because we be trying to move and, you know, we be really working hard. So I appreciate that, bro. For real. Yeah, man. So I'm glad you came in because, you know what I'm saying, we just going, you one of them guys that, you know what I'm saying, you got some stories and you got, you know what I'm saying, you lived a long life in your short life. Wow. in a sense, you know what I'm saying? So I know you got some shit to talk about, but we want to just start from the beginning, bro. What was your upbringing like? Like, what was what's your last name? Unless you don't want to get your government out.
No, that's cool. All right, so my last name is, it's funny, it's Freely.
Freely?
Yeah, so...
so what was the Freely house like growing up? You mean?
Well, it was my grandmom's house, and my grandma, she was dope. She was a loving, caring person, and growing up, it was my father, who was Larry, and my grandmom, and my aunt was in there, my other uncle. Like, she basically had everybody there at one point until everybody, you know, started to branch off and stuff like that. But growing up was it was fun. Like, you know, for the most part, it was fun. And then it was some real stuff that happened too, you know, growing up, that you see from being, you know, where I'm from. So I'm from North Philly, by way of 20th and Susquehanna. So if anybody familiar with North Philly, they know about 20th and Susquehanna, then they know the history of it. So, and my uncle was real famous from the neighborhood, you know, for the stuff that he got into. And I was his nephew. So, so I had that part. And then I had, you know, my family who was raising me in the house, and then I can come outside and go 2 blocks and be.
I ain't gonna lie, 20th and Susquehanna, like, that ain't that great of an area.
No, not really.
Yeah, it's like, so what was it like just navigating that? Like, were you aware that, you know what I'm saying, I'm kind of in a high crime area, you know what I'm saying, I'm living in North Philly. Like, did that dawn on you, like, as a kid? Like, did you really realize how dangerous Philly can be, like, as a kid? And what, you know what I'm saying?
It's funny because when you in it, you don't know how it seems to the outside world, because you in it. You think this is just like what's going on. Like, all right, that's happening around the corner, and this happened on the block, and that's happening down the street. Like, that's just what's going on, and we know to avoid that. You know, stuff like that. But I think that growing up, it was just like, all right, now you kind of like develop as you go. Because it wasn't social media. Like, I'm older. I'm 36. So I'm not like, you know, a YN, nothing like that. Or I'm not like in my 20s. You know, even though people tell me I look young. So when I was growing up, it was basically like you knew your territory. You knew your realm, and you know, everybody kind of like was what they was. Like, it wasn't nobody trying to be a gangster or trying to be this. Like, it was just like, yo, that's the tough guy, that's the gangster, that's the this, and that's the that. Like,
you was what you
and,
was.
you know, wherever you fell in with, that's who your clique was.
That's what,
But your block was what you started with. So it was like, all right, these are my people that's on my block. And then if I get cool with people around the corner or down the block or over there, then it's like, all right, now I'm cool with them and them. But you always start with your block. And then it's like family ties and stuff like that go on.
It's crazy how you breaking that down like that. Because, mind you, I'm going to give a little backstory for y'all. Like, bro, we be really connecting off of just, like, being in the right places. Like, we just always in it. Every time I run into Dre, we in some type of shit, you know what I'm saying? We backstage or something, like, you know what I'm saying? It's usually, like, just a very good joint, I should say, like, when we link up. And it's crazy how you kind of broke your even childhood down and how you navigated through that, like, in a sense, like, yo, if I know these people around the block too, and then you kind of already see how you can connect all your dots and shit, like even from a young boy and shit. Like how important is that in life? I believe in networking is probably the most important thing you could do, because I think that take care of everything else that you want. People want money, you want all of that. Like you got to go through people first. Yeah. And when you win people, you kind of win everything. You agree with that?
Yeah, I believe that, truthfully, because it's like I came up hearing all the time, like, you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And sure. I believe that to this day, especially like with the times that we're in, because I've been in situations where as though like you could like say you know somebody, right? But they not the biggest person in what's going on or whatever function that's happening. And just by you bumping into somebody that you just didn't know and having a conversation with them, they could be the biggest person in the room and you don't even know.
For real.
And that conversation then lets you bypassing the person that you didn't know that you thought you needed and never needed at all. Yeah. Because you made your own connection. Yep. By what? Networking. Yep. And that's just what I believe in. So every room I'm in, every place I go, I'm always, hey, how you doing? What's your name? All right, my name's Dre. Or my name's DreWay. Or I got whatever I want to go by at the time, or whatever the environment is. Like
it's a complete walking advertisement. Like I would say, like in a sense, but not in a cheesy way though. But just like just like you said, hey, my name DreWay. You know what I'm saying? Like just that initial shit, you even just did it outside just now. I peep, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't introduce themselves, don't say their name. It might just be a what's up, and if they do it, just be like what's up. They don't even say, you know, they name and shit. I see a lot of encounters like that. So like saying your name and all that shit real important though. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I realize people like to be known, right? So if you met somebody at McDonald's and they behind the counter and they name James, and you're like, yo, what's up, James? He gonna give you a totally different experience than just somebody coming to the line.
For sure.
And that's how people are. And I realize that. So I like to I like to use people but not misuse people.
For sure.
If I could put it that way. So,
I ain't gonna lie, I keep it a buck. I think it is what it is. Like, I mean, it's a negative connotation with it, but I think we here to use each other. But just in a good way, not in a snake way though.
You're either being used or you're getting used.
Yeah, like that we here together on Earth. Like you actually have to use each other for us to navigate through everything. So it ain't on no snake shit. As long as you're using it, you can use it genuinely though. Like some people be on some user shit, not on no genuine shit. It's really off of them. But your value's supposed to match each other. That's all that is. That's what make it genuine. I know I can offer you something and you can offer me something. And we meet
it should
like
be
that.
Vice versa. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a reciprocal type of joint. I believe in that heavy. And I think that's how we able to do what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how you could live a totally different lifestyle. Like, when you don't act as if like, yo, man, every time I go into a room, I gotta introduce myself. Now, there's people who aren't like so like I'm an artist, you was an artist, but you are an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? You a walking advertisement for your business. Your own brand is your business too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it can be a little different for people like us, but I still think you don't need your goal don't have to be to get a large fan base in order to still have a networking skill. Like you could be a nurse who just want to, stay introverted and do her job, her nursing job, and go back home and then go back to work. Like you live a real modest lifestyle, but I'm sure you can, when you at work, they like, yo, dang, Nancy she always smiling. She always speak when she come in, and you know what I'm saying? So that's still like, you can still use those same skills, even though you might not want to be a content creator or you trying to get a business out there. Even if you don't have nothing to sell, networking is still a good job. Yeah, it's still a great thing to do. So
networking has led me into a lot of different avenues, and it started with so how I got into I would say like being like a networker, because we just came off a crazy weekend. Like we gonna get into that, but we just came off a crazy weekend,
crazy.
Right? And it was basically based upon basically being me and how I move and my situations where I networked in the past, transitioned to relationships in the future that are a part of bigger bigger concepts and bigger stages and bigger functions. So with me, it was like my cousin used to promote parties, And he was pretty popular promoting the parties. And I started doing music because my homie that did music, they all used to come over my house because I was probably like the only person with his own crib at 21. So everybody used to come over my crib and, we used to listen to beats and stuff like that. And my one homie was like, yo, Dre, you should rap, because I used to just freestyle with everybody and they used to say it was all right. So now fast forward, my cousin, he promoting parties every weekend. And it's, the DJ and their DJ. So I'm like, all right, well, my cousin already got the crowd. The DJ, I know the DJ. Yo, play my song. Right? So I was probably one of the first people to get a DJ to play their song in a club. Like, I'm talking about like 2013. You feel what I'm saying? And that was based off of a relationship networking. But me not even knowing, like, I'm using my relationships to get me to another scale. Networking. Boom. So it started with the music.
No
thing.
Money. Nothing. Just relationships. Nurture relationships.
So then I used to do that a lot. I used to go to So then I'm going to different parties with different promoters. Now I know this promoter. And my cousin, he put me on to all the different promoters, all the different security, all the different DJs. And now I know all these people without them now. And then I was like, all right, I'm there by myself. It's like, yo, look, play my song. Oh, look, let me get in here to do this. Oh, look, they having such and such here tonight. Let me... And that's how I got my music, I would guess, notoriety going on for myself at the time.
Crazy. And
then, but I always did construction, because I am a contractor. I'm a general contractor.
So how long you been doing that? Like, what age?
What, construction?
Yeah.
Wow. So I got in the... this is a funny story. So I got in the union after high school.
Okay.
So the union that I was in was I was like a union carpenter.
Okay.
So they got plumbers, electricians, and all that. But like the union is like the top skill level you can be in if you want to do any type of trade. Because the union is supposed to basically like it's like the college for trades. And if you can get in the union, it's like a super benefit based on somebody that just got trained on a non-union job.
For sure.
So I was lucky enough to have them come to my school. And I got picked for this program. So the reason why everybody that I know signed up for the program was Friday you didn't have to go to school. You got full credit for the day, and they gave you pizza. So we was like, sign us up, but you only could take 12 people. So me and my homies ended up getting the shop teacher to get us all a part of the program, because we was tied in with him. We was his students. So he got all of us signed up. So basically what the program's supposed to give you something called OSHA training. So if you don't know what OSHA training is, it's the occupational safety and hazard for basically all across the country. So it's an OSHA 10, it's an OSHA 30.
I'm laughing because I never knew what that was till you just explained it. It's this dude going around on YouTube right now, and he fucking says his company name is OSHA Cares Diversity Affairs. And it's going off of that though, but he gets in these joints and he dress up like everything, and then he basically act like he authority figure, and he can go in there and fire people and shit because they was doing violations and all this shit, and people be really listening to him thinking he real and shit because he named OSHA. So you should look him up on YouTube. It's a bit when you start talking about OSHA, that shit heavy. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, but I mean OSHA is a real thing. Like they'll shut Comcast down if it ain't right.
So now he makes it. I never knew what the fuck OSHA was, but I'm like, he using the name, and I'm like, they listening to him heavy. I'm like, why the fuck they believe in him so bad? So because they think OSHA big time shit. Okay.
Yeah. So they was giving out OSHA 10s to high school students before they graduated, just to give them like a little advance before they getting out in the work field. So I didn't know what it was at the time. I just knew Friday pizza, full credit, right? But when I got into it, I got curious. So the teacher, I never forget the teacher boy name. His name was Marty McNulty, right? Italian boy, right? So he was like, yo, Dre, look, cause my friends, no bullshit, they used to go, sign in, and go to the mall. Cause the shit was all the way out the boulevard near like Franklin Mills Mall, right? So they used to sign in, go to the mall, get the pizza. I used to stay in class. So the boy Marty, he didn't give a fuck because the school district was paying him to do this shit. Yeah. Because the school signed us up for the class. Yeah. Right? And they all making money together, washing each other's hands. Yeah. And he didn't give a fuck because they signed in. Yeah. That's all he needed. Yeah. So he talking to me like, look, Dre, when you graduate, I can help you get hired or whatever. You're not going to college. Because I wasn't going to college because my pop told me if I ain't have a full scholarship, then you
That shit
know,
was over.
sayonara. So I'm like, all right, bet I gotta get a job or whatever, right? So what I did was, before that whole journey even started, because this what kickstarted me to want to do the OSHA, I mean, to sign up for all of that stuff after I started talking to Minority. Because my uncle was really somebody or whatever back in the day, and he had stuff going on, like I said, from 20th Street. So I went around there to him. Mind you, I'm like 17 or whatever, I would say. I was like 16, 17 or whatever, right? So I'm like, yo, look, Unc, like I'm trying, you know what I'm saying, right? Like I'm trying to get busy.
Yeah.
He looked at me, he was like, you don't get the fuck out of here. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you don't get he was like, man, you don't go get a skill or something?
Yeah.
Mind you, he didn't even know I was about to have this whole opportunity to come to my school.
Yeah.
He like, man, you don't go get a fucking skill or something. Mind you, I'm talking about this the biggest big dog in the whole, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Telling me not to do what he's doing and go get a fucking skill.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's thorough, though. That's thorough.
So I'm like, what? So mind you, I can't do nothing if he say is no bueno. So mind you, my cousins and everybody else, they moving around. I'm like, I'm going up to them. They're like, nah, Unc said, you tripping. Like, he said, no. So nobody was letting me do nothing. You feel what I'm saying? It was not around here.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, the opportunity come to the school for the OSHA shit. Teacher signed us up. Now I'm locked in. Mind you, the teacher boy fucking with me. He like, look, when you graduate, I'm going to see what I could do. Mind you, it was cap. Now look, here we go. I graduate. So I hit him up or whatever. He like, all right, yeah, go come down to the building, fill out the application. Mind you, this back in the day, paper application. So I had to come, mind you, I had to come all the way back up the boulevard, fill out the paper application, right? You needed a high school transcript, high school diploma, and 3 letters of recommendation, right? So I filled out the application, and then I had to come back with the letters of recommendation because I had the driver's license and I had the, you know, all the other shit because I graduated. I get 3 letters, right? Mind you, at the time I'm working at Acme, right? Pushing carts, okay? Because I can't fucking sell drugs, right? So I get a letter from my fucking boss at Acme. I get a letter from my brother that work at SEPTA, and I get a letter from my old teacher at the school.
McNulty.
Right? No, Minority was the guy for the job.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But my teacher at school, my shop teacher name was Babbins or whatever. He was funny as shit. He was blind in one eye. Funny as hell. So, it taught electric. I don't know. Hey, who knew? No Philly. So, yeah, so I got 3 letters from them. Brought all that shit back. So, they're like, all right, bet. You got to have another interview. And we're going to let you know when the date is, right? So, mind you, fast forward, now my car fucked up, right? Because I had a car when I was in high school or whatever. And when I was in 12th grade, I had a car. So now my car fucked up or whatever. And me and my father ain't had the best relationship, right? So, and my mom died when I was young. My mom died when I was 11, but that's a whole nother story. So now the boy called me. So now this dude, his name Chuck Murtha.
Shut.
Yeah, so Chuck Murtha was the head guy for the union, right, to hire new apprentices. Yeah. Because that's what you were known as if you got hired as an apprentice. Yeah. So Chuck called me. He's like, yo, Dre, I forget, I'm skipping a step. It was a test we had to take, right? So the test was math and reading. Mind you, I just graduated. I mean, I'm taking a test with everybody that's like my age now. So the dude Chuck called me. He's like, yeah, Dre, you ranked real high on the test or whatever. He was like, your next interview, I'm going to let you know, it's the interview right before you get hired. He's like, you got to come dressed up, and you can't wear, like, no shorts and jeans or what, just no street attire. You just got to come dressed up, and then, be on time and all that type of stuff, right? Matter of fact, be early. So I'm like, all right, bet. Because at the time, I wasn't even working at Acme no more. Now I'm at fucking Target, right? So my car messed up at the time. So I asked my pop, I'm like, yo, let me use your car to get to the interview or whatever. He like, fuck out of here. Like, straight like that. Like, you better figure that shit out, right? I'm like, yo, this for a job. You like, I don't give a fuck. Like, so I'm like, yo. I'm like, damn, right? So now, mind you, this before Uber, this before all of that shit, right? So now I'm calling my aunt. I'm like, aunt, can you take me to I gotta work. Calling my cousin, I gotta take the kids to date, da-da-da. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I go on MapQuest. I don't know if you remember MapQuest. I go on MapQuest, the MapQuest how to get to the shit, right? MapQuest say with the bus, it's who knows with the bus, right?
Yeah.
Driving is the only way, right?
Yeah.
So I'm mad as shit. My man Hakeem come to the crib. He like, Dre, take the walk with me. So the walk is, we used to always walk him to the daycare to pick up his little brother every day. So we walk into the daycare, whatever. Mind you, I see this sign, and I'm 19 at the time. The sign say U-Haul, big as shit, $19 a day, right? $19.95 for a day. I'm like, yo, Hawk, walk me in here real quick, right? I'm trying to see something. So I walk in there. I never forget this shit. It was a Jamaican boy behind the counter. And so he walked up and he's like, what's up? He's like, what's up? What's up with y'all, whatever? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to rent a truck, right? He's like, you got a driver's license? I'm like, yeah. He was like, you got a debit card? I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's $100 on it? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, you can rent a truck. He's like, man, in fact, how old are you? I'm like, I lied. I'm like, I'm 25. He like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 19. He like, man, you can rent a truck. I'm like, for real? He like, yeah. He like, yeah, come sign this shit. So I sign everything or whatever. I get a whole U-Haul truck, right? So now me, Hawk, and his little brother all in the U-Haul truck. I go drop them niggas off. I go pick up my shorty that I was dealing with at the time, right? Then we go back to my pop crib. Park the shit right in front of the door. Pop come outside. He like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, this my ride, nigga. So now, it's the next morning. Mind you, I had to get dressed up. Only dress clothes I had was the shit I wore to graduation. Right? So now, I put the shit on that I wore to graduation. I come outside, and there's Miss Adele outside. So rest in peace to the dead, Miss Adele. She always just be outside early in the morning. I come outside with the suit on. Right? She like, oh, baby, you look nice. What you doing? I'm like, oh, I got a job interview or whatever. You know what I mean? I just had to look the part for the job interview or whatever. She like, oh, well, good luck and whatever. So now she see me walking to this big-ass U-Haul truck, right? So she like, what's the U-Haul truck for? I'm like, oh, I got to move some stuff after the interview. So, I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone or whatever, right? Just lying and shit, right? So I leave. I pull up to the interview. I'm a little early. There's all these boys out there smoking cigarettes and shit, right? So I'm like, oh shit, whatever. Like, it's a whole train of people. Like, they just doing interviews every 15 minutes, right? So my interview was at 8:15. I pull up, I hop out the U-Haul truck with the suit on, everybody looking at me smoking these cigarettes, right? So they're like, hey, what's up, buddy? I'm like, hey, what's up? They're like, you here for an interview? I'm like, yeah. They're like, what's the truck for? Log in the motherfucker's business.
Yeah.
Hey, so what's the truck
that
for?
shit is crazy. You see a motherfucker hop out with a suit.
So I'm like, yeah.
Big ass U-Haul truck.
Yeah, so I'm like,
coming to an interview. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You ain't getting the job because I don't know what you on right now.
That shit worked. I needed a car. Fuck that. I needed a car.
That shit's
so, yeah, I walked in or whatever. Did the interview, kept it 100 with everybody. It was crazy. It was like judges almost. Like, it was a long ass table. You at this table, you right here, and there's three motherfuckers at the end of the table, and they all just asking you questions and shit. And I just kept it real with them. I'm like, look, man, like, I ain't going to college. Like, I don't know nothing about what y'all about to offer me. Like, I just know it's a good ass opportunity. I know I can make $30 an hour. Like, you know what I mean? I'm from where I just gave them all that. And I'm like, look, y'all hired me, like, y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. Yeah.
Straight like that.
Straight like that.
And the rest is history. That's crazy. History. Yeah, you care what people think?
Nowadays, no.
But at a time?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people's opinions, like, actually swayed, like, your everyday life decisions for real.
You know who really matter to me? Who opinion? And it's crazy. My kids. Like I fumble if they don't like something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
And they know they got me like that. But outside of like my kids, like I could care less with like, cause like I make my own. I had my own business for 8 years, right? Now that I count it, right? So 2017 is when I quit. 2018 is when I got my LLC and all that stuff, right? So imagine that. I have like people rely on jobs to live their lives, you know, to take care of their family, everything. I haven't had that for 8 years.
Yeah.
So that means that I must be, you know what I'm saying?
Doing something,
right? So that means that if I must be doing something, if God is giving me this ability, then what do I care what a regular person got to say?
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now maybe other people, you know what I mean, they got who have different circumstances. Yeah, you should care what your boss has to say if it's pertaining to a certain situation.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, I'm sure you got like certain people that like you gonna hear them out, even though you might not even necessarily like go do what they say or whatever. But you'll hear somebody out like for the respect
fair.
you got that. But I hear what you mean, like saying because I agree. It's just like yo, I gotta match up what you done in life because I don't know. I guess as I get older. That shit kind of matter. Like, if somebody say they can do something for you, show me who you did it for before. Like, it should be, you know, a track record, like, of this shit. We should be able to find out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like somebody you can, you don't know who if somebody don't know who Jay-Z is, say you talking to a YN or something like that, like, they don't know Hove like that. You're like, y'all know who Jay-Z is? We can go down the line of his track record to show what the fuck Jay-Z accomplished, you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like that part. So, if you understand what I'm saying. But, yeah, man. You know, I don't know, people with opinions and shit, you know what I'm saying? That shit just, it depends on who it's coming from. Yeah. Most people opinions. You know, one thing I learned too, like when the one time I went viral off like the cop video and shit, and it's so many comments about, she going to the mall. I don't know if you ever seen this, John. I think it's pinned to my page, but I did this skit where I was getting pulled over and a cop was pulling me over, but I had the cop rapping and shit. And he rapped the verse and then I rapped one back to him. But it was conversation about, you know, relevant to the stop and shit. So, and then, you know, typical like stop and frisk type shit, you know, white cop, black male type shit. I was trying to paint like a message and all that. But when we did it, we was up it's the winter, so it get dark at like 5 or 6, and we was up out there when it was light out, and then it went dark when we finally got a good take of the video. So when we dropped the video, it was that dark. In the video, I say, I was on my way to the mall. And everybody was cooking me in the comments. Nigga, the mall closed. It's dark as shit. And then it's like just people just trolling this shit. And that shit used to like bother me. I ain't gonna lie. And then, bro, the one thing I learned, bro, you gotta dehumanize like people like online and shit. You gotta dehumanize them. That's the only way like that anything someone say some hating shit online make me feel better. You're not even a person to me. It's like a fucking something that's not even real. I'm like you're literally not even real. I gotta dehumanize you. You mean nothing. It might sound like shit because it probably is it's a real person on the other end. But I'm like you not nothing to me. I gotta dehumanize you. Like,
but I've been battle tested for that before, like socials, like before it was like a need for be ready for people to not like you. Like my whole life I was told I was gonna be a bum, right? So like I always needed to hype myself up. You know what I mean? So it was like even if I wasn't the biggest or the baddest or the coolest or the whatever, like I always told myself I was. So once social media hit and a motherfucker didn't like something or don't like my work or don't like how I do or whatever, it never really fazed me because my whole life I already had that whole mechanism to shut that down.
Yeah, for sure. I feel
so some people, they just getting hit with people not liking something.
Yeah.
Like I already like...
Yeah, and you gotta have like, you can tell when somebody hasn't been hit with it because usually it's the first time that it kind of fuck you up. Where it's like, oh damn, what the fuck they say it is you? That's when you build your tough skin and shit. But if you was on it from years before and then, you know, shit happening now, it's like, I
like,
seen you before. I seen this monster before. You're not even a monster.
Yeah, not nothing.
At that point. You deal with like, you know what I'm saying, anxiety, depression, like you ever deal with that stuff or currently deal with that stuff?
I mean, yeah. I deal with depression a lot. I mean, I want to know if it's depression or if it's like, I want to say grief. Like still grieving.
You lost a lot of people?
Well, I mean, my mom. Damn. So like, always on Mother's Day, bro. Like it's like I can't help that shit, bro. It'd be just like, damn, like you know what I mean, like all over again. You feel me? Bro. So like that is like the only trauma I feel like from my past that still comes up. Like outside of that,
how long has it been?
Man, my mom died in 2001.
Oh, okay.
So what's that?
I was 4. So
24 years?
Yeah,
24 years, bro.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, so that
same year my Aunt Gail died.
Damn, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, my mom. Yeah, my mom was
9/11.
Right.
Crazy. Yeah, so and then the crazy part about like my mom joint was, so like my mom was dope, bro. Like dope. Like mind you, I was 11 when she died. My daughter 11 now. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me remembering my mom was like, she always had the house clean, always cooked, always had a great vibe. Like she loved all of her kids, right? So the fact that like she passed away was crazy because nobody seen it coming.
Yeah.
Right?
Damn.
So that right there was just like, I feel like anybody who lost a parent, I guess we all feel this way. It's like you feel robbed. Like it's like somebody took something from you, right? And you just can't get it back. Like, but you still gotta go on with your, you know what I mean, everything. Cause like, bro, it was so crazy. Cause it was like, I still had to go to school.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, your mom dead. Boom. All right, we still gotta go to school Monday. Like,
how was your mental? I can't even fathom like what that would feel like. However, I feel like I'd just be done. I couldn't do school.
I was stunned.
I'd be done.
I was stunned. I was really like shocked, bro. Like it was like, and I don't think the adults at the time knew how to deal with children being that traumatized.
Yeah.
Because they needed to pay their bills. They needed to figure out how to, I mean, imagine this is 2001. So it was like, nobody, like, well, in my family was really like, had it going on.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it was like, once that happened, now you got, my mom had 8 kids. Now you got 8 kids spread out. Like, now some of them got to go to foster care. Like, because we all had different dads. Like, a lot of weird shit was going on. So, navigating through that, it was like, wow. Like, you know what I mean? So, but from my past, I feel like, to answer that, is like, that's like my only, like, depression, I guess I get.
That
like,
shit.
Think about that.
That's a crazy traumatizing event that I feel like will bring depression to anyone, for sure. That's just not something, I guess, that don't really go away. Like like you were saying, like Mother's Day kind of get to you. That shit, because you're forced to think about it. Shit.
Would it be? It'd be like this, right? Like you see everybody interacting with theirs, right? And then you see the niggas who don't even give a fuck about theirs. Right? So that even be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you don't even dig, bro. Like, bro, you can call your mom? You can call her? Wait, you say your mom just called? Like, that's worth $1 million. Like, they don't even understand that.
Simple shit like that. And now, taking shit for granted because, you know what I mean? You're not even thinking that. And it's, I guess it's somewhat of a good thing. You don't want to be in that mindset of like, but I always say, thinking about death, I think about death often because it helps me live. Right. Like, I wake up and I just be like, yo, I get scared. I'm like, yo, a motherfucker can shoot me in my head tomorrow. I think about crazy shit all the time, like happening to me. I be hoping it don't happen, but I be like, yo, this shit could happen and it make me, yo, let me go do this today. Let me go do this today because we really don't know. I could just be walking down the shit like we don't know. We don't know at all. And with that being said, it makes me live, every day. So I'm sure you have that gift of gab over a lot of people based on, that blessing and the curse type stuff. Obviously, you would still want your mom to be here, but it's crucial things that you learned in life that made you who you are today as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they built me. I feel like they built my mindset on how I react to things. Because like, I could have been like a loose cannon for real, like based on like my family and how things was and how I wanted to be, like, and if I was actually allowed to, like I could have been a real loose cannon. Yeah. But the fact that like I really feel like my stuff was really written for me, man, because it be things that be happening for me, like what I passed weekend, where it's like I'm not even forcing nothing. It's just like this is how my life's supposed to go.
Yeah. It feels right. You know what I'm saying?
And then other people can be right in that same realm, but it's not meant for them.
It's not meant for them.
You know? And it's like, yo, this is, So I feel like, I used to say this shit when I did music, man. I used to be like, I just feel like I'm meant for something better. I'm meant for more. I'm meant for something bigger. Like,
for sure.
I always felt like that my whole entire life. Like, nah, this not. That's why I said when we was having that conversation, like, I feel like I suffer from the imposter syndrome. Because no matter where I'm at, what level, I'm talking about, I'm 10x where I was when I had a job, right? And I still feel like I need to do more. I need to be bigger. I need to be better.
Definitely, yeah.
I can't help it.
Yeah, it's always what's next.
Yeah.
When you accomplish something. And it's like, sometimes you try to take it back and reflect, but that's what it is. Goals is just goals. You know what I mean? You got to keep that in mind, because once you hit it, that's it. It's just like, oh, I hit the goal. Yeah. That's about it. I mean, you might want to buy something, materialize some shit, but then that shit ended up don't mean nothing too. You run through enough money. It's like literally, people say from a certain point of view, like our point of view, like we ain't billionaires, so we can say, talk whatever about billionaires. People like, oh, they should be taxed more, or they should do this, or they should do that. And billionaires, nobody should be that rich and all that, but we don't know what it's like to be them. I don't know. I'm not saying that their life is terrible and shit like that, and they should, like, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm just like, yo, I don't know what it's like to be at that, magnitude. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody got their set of problems. Just because you somewhere don't mean you carefree.
Right, yeah.
Issues.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like, that you don't escape problems with money. And there's people out there that think you escape problems with money. And then go get some fucking money. And then, like, but you probably got more, like, actually.
Yeah, my whole thing was, like, I wanna really create something great, man. Like, and I actually know how. Like, a lot of people want to be rich. A lot of people want to be famous. A lot of people want to be this, but they don't know how to actually do what they want to do. Like, I done been around so much stuff, and I done learned and developed so much knowledge in areas where I actually know. I know how to make you a millionaire. By knowing what I know, doing the stuff that I can do for you, putting you around the people that I network with, I know how I could take any individual and make them a millionaire. But I'm not out here on no guru shit. I'm not here on no coach shit, no class shit. But it's like, if we become friends, or if you hire me and we actually had this conversation, then this is something I actually can do. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, when the conversation spark itself, I give people game all the time, because I always say I don't want to be responsible for no one, because people you can sell a course and then people like, hey, I didn't get nowhere with his information. It's just like, bro, you probably fucking tried one thing and just quit after the first. Like, it's a bunch of variables with it, and I just never, and even though I wouldn't be able to control it, but it's just something that would bother the shit out of me if someone said it to me, and I'm just like,
and I don't like how they pray for your downfall type of thing. Like, even if you trying to show people something great, trying to show people something good, like, it's always something that's like, even though you want to look past it, but it's like, damn, like, I don't know. It's like how you get around that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Even though we don't care, like, we don't focus on the negative, but that take away from the other people that's trying to be positive. Them other negative people. Even though it don't affect us. It don't affect me.
It's misguided admiration, for real. That's what the fuck hate is.
Because think about a person that want to get down with you. Oh, I see what you doing and really like that shit. But he don't know you. He afraid to even talk to you, right? But he get around his friends, and his friends mad that they think what they think about you. Oh, you like that? Oh, you, man. Now he discouraged from even coming to even taking that opportunity.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
Yeah, for real. I think that's corny as shit too, but that shit happens a lot. That shit happens a lot. Bro. Shit, man, we've been running this episode. we did jump to some crazy topics, whatever. Where we at? We touched a lot of topics, man. We got your background. You know what I'm saying? We talked about the power of networking. We talked about the mental health. We touched on depression, what it's like to lose someone, grief. We touched on a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got anything else you want to add?
I mean,
that you wanted to get something off your chest, maybe you say to people, oh yeah, shout out your business real quick too.
I mean, yeah, let's get that in there. Well, yeah, for those,
man, and all the handles and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for those who don't know, my name is Andre, so I'm the owner of DreWay Construction. Well, DreWay Construction Service LLC. So you can find us on social media at DreWay Construction. But what I am is I'm a licensed general contractor, and we also buy and fix up properties. So a lot of my clients, they hire me to do small jobs and large scale jobs. So I'm not just I'm not just available for large jobs. Like some jobs we can do if we have the availability. Like if it's something that we actually can take advantage of. So we do all scale jobs, and we pull permits. We can get you funding for projects. We can get you realtors to help you find properties. Basically anything involving construction and real estate. I pretty much got that whole realm. Like I got architects, I got engineers.
You just built a gym in the Bull basement.
Yeah, that was something we did. That's nothing.
You built a gym in your crib.
Yeah, we could build. I built movie theaters in people's basements. Like that's nothing.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
so he like, this ain't one of them.
No,
Official shit.
But people gotta understand. It's like this. Like I started with building buildings. Like my first job was building buildings. So now it's all right, I'm doing a house. Like, bro, I built Comcast. Now I'm doing a house. Like, so that's why when I started my business and people saw me performing so fast, they're like, yo, I never seen somebody work this fast. And I was like, well,
I started from here.
Yeah. Like, this is small.
This is actually right here. So I'm like, I had to come down a little bit.
And that's what surprised everybody. It was like, yo, this young dude really coming in my house and doing this.
Yeah.
And then I'm recording it, people tagging, people this.
You consistent with that shit too. I fuck with that. Like, I'm sure people be tagged, and I be trying to listen to what the fuck you be saying too. You be like, you know what I'm saying? We about to spackle this and some shit like that. You be like, okay, we did the coding and all that. I be trying to learn the terminology and all that, because I'm trying.
Because a lot of people, like me, when I got in the union, that's what they launched me into. It was drywall finishing, right? So it was three things you could pick. There was a glazer, a painter, and a drywall finisher. That's the only things that was open, right? So I'm like, I don't want to paint. I don't know what the fuck a glazer is. That sound gay. And then I'm like draw for real. Come on.
And he's like, yo, yeah, that's a quick pass on that. Whatever. Don't even tell me what it is.
Yeah. Ironically, they hang glass. So
a glazer.
Yeah. But
why they can't just say a glass hanger?
I don't know. It's funny. I know they catch the hella hell right about now. But when I was in the union, I thought it was a pause, but they thought it was okay.
It's still a pause.
But yeah, so I checked off drywall finisher. I'm like, I know drywall. That can't, you know what I mean?
Say somebody, bro. Yeah, bro, I'm a glazer. What you do for a living? I'm a glazer.
Oh, whoa.
Like, hey, pause. Yeah. Why you shaking somebody's hand with some eye contact and shit. Pause. Yeah, I'm a glazer, buddy.
Yeah, I've been a glazer for 30 years. Been glazing.
Yeah, man, they gotta do something about that. I've been a glazer for 25 years, buddy.
Now y'all can take me. Yes. Eyes, ears, those. But God. Man. So yeah, that I checked out drywall, man. I'm like, fuck that drywall. So that led me into all these different avenues, man. So I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, bro. You got a hell of a lifestyle, bro. But yeah, we ran this episode. Man, you gave a lot of gain to everybody. I know people they're gonna be able to take a lot of shit from this. Yeah, it's the way we touched a lot of. Like, we could have stayed in the pocket. Like, maybe somebody can look like we was kind of in here, then we was over here. But all the conversations kind of connected into one. And that's what was bringing, okay, so we talk about this, then they brought us over here, because it all comes back to the same thing, what we talking about. So, y'all can get a lot from that. My boy DreWay, bro. Anything else you want to add, man?
No, I mean, listen, I appreciate the time. You know, I fucks with you heavy, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for having me. It's your boy.
My guy. And we out of here. It's iOvercameAnxiety podcast.